Hello, Scott. I am a little bit late. I did drop a message in into the wrong chat room. Yeah, I'm a bit late. I had a very horrible day yesterday, and spent most of the day in hospital. So I was overly tired. I come a little bit later. I tried to have just an hour's sleep at like 6 p.m. my time, just and I couldn't. It was worth. But I see it. I'm gonna try and get a little bit of Division 2 done. How long I last to do before I start talking again. And of course, it doesn't help. That's my first. And it was my grandson. And how are you? I, I saw your brother was on the other day. I can't remember which day it was. Well, I assume it was your brother, his same grandson. Oh, okay. I just remember you saying that your brother only played the one game. But, oh, nice. Well, one day's better. Oh, an Australian bit decided to pay us with money. What, your bank account's been confiscated? Oh, okay. Bit worrying. Oh, yeah. You've had it. She didn't even buy good nail varnish. She didn't even buy good stuff. that 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 happened to my wife about a year ago. The card got somehow obviously some kind of, and somebody was buying online games in her name, and they spent in total nearly £2,000. Well, but the thing is, though, she'd only just been made redundant from her job, and it was her redundancy money. So they kind of cleaned her out. She did get the money back off the bank, and then just a few weeks ago, we had somebody that rang up pretending that they were the fraud squad with the bank, and they kind of said, we've had these online games being purchased for your account, we need to do this thing, we need to do this. And she's like, oh shit, that's happened before. Okay. And because it had happened before, although this person didn't know about it, because it had happened before, she kind of gave up a load of information. And then that person who rang her up was actually a fraudster who was trying to steal her fucking money, so they cleaned her money out again. So yeah, she was uh, she was refunded the money. I mean, this time it's nowhere near enough. This time it was everything. No, nowhere near as much for it. Um, yeah, it's a horrible thing. I mean, I know people go, oh, that will never happen to me. That never. It could. Just, I mean, nobody can say they're infallible. But yeah, I went to I can't swallow food. It doesn't go down, and I haven't been able to now for about a month. And my wife decided she's going to make me an appointment. So she made while they were there, they were like, "Oh, this looks wrong. That looks wrong. Oh shit! Oh shit! We need you through the hospital, dude." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Anyway, so I was sent from the doctor to the hospital to go and get tested on something, which they thought was life threatening. Um, I went and had it. Obviously, you sit in a hospital, fuck, like a life. You sit in a hospital for a lifetime. You get the test. Eventually, you get the result of the test. And what they were testing for wasn't a problem. But what they weren't testing for and what they saw could well be a problem. So I ended up with all kinds of things. I've been to the doctors again today, and I've got to go again on Monday, and I've got all kinds of weird things which are wrong, but they're not wrong, and it's kind of difficult to explain. It's weird. I've got a high blood sugar count as if I was diabetic, but I'm not diabetic. And it's really strange. I've got no diabetic symptoms whatsoever, and I've been tested as not diabetic, but I've got high blood sugar as if I was diabetic. Kind of. No, I think there's something going on. As I said, I can't eat food, and I think because I can't eat food, somehow my body's kind of trying to compensate. I haven't, but apparently I'm a mystery. I'm a mystery that they have to figure out. Well, this is the whole. I mean, diabetes. There's so many millions of people who are diabetic and don't realize. Um, but as I said, my blood sugar count is high, but nothing else to do with diabetes is in me whatsoever. There's nothing else there. I mean, I react perfectly well to insulin and all that kind of crap. They tested that straight away, and so it's just really strange. But I've got some enlarged lymph nodes according to one doctor, but according to another doctor, they're perfectly fine. Lymph nodes, they're little nodes. They fight infection and stuff like that. They kind of swell up when you have an infection. They enlarge when you have an infection because they kind of absorb. Yeah, you have some in your throat. You have them all over your body, but you can often feel them in your throat on the left and right side of your throat when you have a cold or a cough. They kind of swell up. You feel them and you think, "Oh, my tonsils are swollen." It's not tonsils. That's your tonsil. I don't think they do that these days. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. Yeah. They definitely used to cut them out, but I don't think they do anymore. Um, I've got no clue to be quite honest. I don't think. Right, let me make sure. I'm being very lazy. So, yeah, I don't see it have sound. there. Down.
Everything is priced to move.
Again. Can you confirm I have hand? Wow. Okay, you need a light. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. I think we've got everything coming through the stream anyway. Pretty sure. I was just asking you. Am I really? Or was it? I shouldn't be now. Yeah. I was well aware. I was going to say I should be fine now. I was just asking you to make sure the sound works on the stream. I think it's working fine. The game sound, I mean. So I'm kind of getting a little bit more, although I haven't got much game time in with it. I'm kind of getting a little bit more used to this controller thing. Okay. Oh. In real life, I've probably played with it. Yeah, I know that mouse. Yeah, that mouse, it used to be for sale. Oh God. It was for sale about, oh God, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I was going to buy one because the buttons have different depth settings to the buttons, and you can lean the mouse from side to side. You can there are main triggers, and then there are triggers that you kind of pull your fingers back up so far, and then there's like a part where there's lots and lots of buttons. And I wanted one a long time ago. They were actually an extra. I mean, that says 152 GP pounds, and they were like 250, and they very, very quickly stopped selling. And I think what they've now done, because they were marketed originally as a gaming mouse. That's what they were marketed as originally. And I think what's happened by the looks of it is it looks as though somebody's decided that they're going to remarket it towards the CAD kind of things. But yeah, I was going to buy one of those mice. I was going to buy one of those a few years ago. To be honest, it looked really interesting. It really did look interesting. I'm not too fond of the idea of the leaning right and left, but you can take that off. That's the rocker plate that goes underneath of it. Yeah, but it. Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, when it comes to mouse weights, I know a lot of people that has Logitech mice. An awful lot of people that has Logitech mice. It's the biggest selling mouse in the business. Specifically the G502. It is the biggest selling mouse in history. But everybody that I know that has one doesn't use any other weight. They take them all out because adding. Yeah, you are literally the only one that does. And to be honest, if you had a better mouse mat, and you had a mouse mat that required you to move the mouse a lot because you had better sensitivity settings. I mean, you're very limited where you are, so I understand why you don't. But when if you had a proper size mouse mat and a proper mouse movement and a lower sensitivity, you take the weights out. Because throwing that extra weight around the desk is so difficult. But yeah, I mean, Chunk would probably use a weighted mouse because Chunk has this habit of you know, he kind of tilts his wrists a little bit. He's got maybe, I think he moves his mouse complete left to complete right to do like a 360 in a game. I think he probably moves, I don't know, maybe 5 centimeters. Anyway,
in need of backup.
I'm just going to run around here a little bit and have a bit of fun in Division. Because I haven't done much in the last few days of gaming. I've been working my ass off again. On the weekend that contains the 21st of February, I think the 21st is the Friday. I probably won't be on at all on the Friday or the Saturday. I've got a guy coming over from South America who wants to work with me on a project. And I really can't fuck him off. He's from South America. He's traveling like 8,000 miles to come work with me for a few days. So I probably won't be on. Oh, you never know. We'll see what happens. It may be that he just wants to work during the day or something. Alrighty, so we are unofficially. The reason why I picked this game is because, as you know, it's my go-to game. On that button, mantle. So, yeah. Just figure out my fucking buttons at the moment. For some unknown reason, this game I keep forgetting. I think it's because it messes around with buttons and it puts weird things on the opposite places.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
But having the analog movement on the thumbstick, the forward, backwards, left, right kind of thing, you know, having the analog movement on the thumbstick is fucking brilliant. I mean, I've still got the foot pedals to use for fire and ADS and stuff like I would normally have, so I think I've got them set up at the moment to run. Yeah, I've got them set up to sprint at the moment. I've probably got the wrong profile on. But yeah, it's very interesting.
If I can ever do anything for you, just let me know.
If a dude said he can do anything for me, let him know. So we're gonna let him know because I might need him to do something for me soon. didn't want to press that button. That's my problem at the moment. I'm pressing the wrong button. I mean, I do that. I do that on the controller as well when I go into this game, and then I go into another game as the B and the A are the other way around.
Incoming hostiles detected.
It's over. I can't believe I'm still alive. Made it.
Survive.
But it's all good
That's all
fun,
that
right?
matters.
That's how we learn to do shit, by making things weird. I'm still doing a bounty, so I'm not going to collect their bounty. And I've had to work out like a standard thing, so sprint is always the same button regardless of game. So I can build muscle memory.
There's some cover over there.
I'm ready for them.
But other than that, yeah, we've had a very
Hostile
progressive
control point detected.
we've had a very progressive week. It's been a very busy week, that's a certainty. And yesterday, I was just exhausted yesterday. It's kind of a bit horrible when you go in for something which should be a fairly routine go in and see what's wrong, and then all of a sudden you're being told you're practically fucking dead. You shouldn't be alive. I mean, my blood sugar level was 21, and it kind of should be like 5, and it was like 21, which would be it would be terrible for a diabetic who naturally have a higher blood sugar level. It would be terrible for them to be 21. And then afterwards they gave me an insulin jab, which brought it down to like 15. That was enough for me to go home. And then I woke up this morning, and I've got a blood sugar level tester at home anyway from when I was cycling and testing my blood sugar all the time to find out when I was bunking. I tested it again, and it was still 15. It was still 15 at the end of the day today, and I'd eaten nothing whatsoever. And I'd drunk nothing whatsoever other than water. I'd restricted myself deliberately just in case it was like diabetes. And when I went to the doctors for the check this afternoon, they're like, it's kind of not. It's kind of like you're a diabetic, but we can't say you're a diabetic because nothing else is happening that would be correct with a diabetic. So I don't know. I mean, it does mean I'm going to watch where I eat, definitely. So McDonald's fucking milkshakes are out the question now, which is a bit of a bastard.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
I like my McDonald's fucking milkshake.
Friendly combatants detected.
Move up on that.
But we'll see how things go.
Target is near you, Agent.
Well, when I spoke to the doctor today, because I thought maybe my pancreas had broke. And I thought maybe I had gone diabetic, but type 1 diabetic. Maybe my pancreas just said, I've had enough. Because they said, okay, it looks like it's, originally they said you could be insulin resistant, which is a sign of diabetes. But if I was insulin resistant, the tiny amount that they gave me to reduce the sugar levels while I was in hospital would have been resisted, because they gave me such a tiny amount. They actually gave me less than my body would produce, not under those circumstances of that much sugar. And it brought the sugar level down. So it's not that my body's not it's not that my body is resistant to it. It's like it's not getting it. So I'm wondering if my pancreas is broke. But I should be getting other symptoms if I was diabetic. So it could be a hormone imbalance, which is stopping my body from producing insulin, but nothing to do with the pancreas. It's like it's not telling the pancreas to do its job. I don't know. I've always had a very strange body. I mean,
Target near you.
I have some weird, strange abilities that are very, very rare, such as when I exercise, I don't fatigue when I exercise. I just fall off a cliff at the end. So, for argument's sake, if I was running, and this used to actually happen while I was running races at school, I'm running races, and instead of you get to the end of the race, you start to feel a bit tired. I never got that. I would get to the end of the race and just fucking collapse. You know, I could give it 100% of effort for ages and ages and ages, and then I wouldn't wear down and understand that I was becoming tired. I would just stop. I would just collapse. And it's the same with hunger. I don't feel hunger until the point that I'm so low on blood sugar that I start to shake. I don't actually feel the onset of hunger. It's kind of, for me, it's like it's all or nothing. I either don't need food, or I get to a point where I've gone so far needing food that I wasn't aware of, that I now can't walk or look or run, or I can't move. I become completely dead, kind of thing. But that's been my whole life. I've always been like that. It's why I used to win the races and stuff that I used to do at school and things, because I can run at a ridiculously high effort rate for a stupendously long time. I'm 50 odd years old, yet I can still push my heart rate to over 200, and I can sustain like 180 heart rate for hours and hours and hours on end. Where the fuck have I got to go here? So, I've got some really strange stuff going on, I think. I can't remember how to get into that building.
Target is near you, Agent.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I reset that. Oh, fucking above me.
Target down. Good job. That's another one down. Good job, Agent.
That was a nice, quick, easy one. Mind you, I'm on easy mode. I think I have it set on normal because I'm doing I think it's day 11 or no, maybe day 14 or something of the challenge thing. The hunt, you know.
Nobody works harder than you.
Dead if you hadn't come along.
Target near you.
Let's go and get another bounty. Probably in the same fucking place. It looks that way. That game must like me today. Putting the bounties near me.
Other one is fallen.
Incoming backup request.
The system keeps fucking us!
You got the target. Nice. Like you earned yourself another bounty. Well done.
Earn myself another fucking bounty. Earned myself another bounty, Mr. Cox. How do you feel about that? Did I tell you I bought a couple of games that were on a stupidly cheap deal. The I can't remember the fuck they're called now. Yeah.
Friendly
That's it.
combatants.
Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil Village. Yeah. I haven't played them yet, but you know, I'll get to it. I also got another driving game that's on an early release, so it's on a discounted price. But my money's running out of Steam now, and I don't have any more to print.
Hostile control point nearby.
Hello, Mr. Chunker. Get out. Oh, that was quick. You picked your mic well, proper times. How are you, young man? Well, compared to me, you're definitely a young man. You're even fucking younger tomorrow. Really? 1 year? It's 1 year, is it? Okay, you're putting some years onto yourself, dude. You were born in 73, right? Okay, well I hit 54 tomorrow.
To all the children, mothers, fathers,
Yep.
grandparents, friends, families, all of you that
Thank you.
were treated like animals on Roosevelt Island.
My grandson's birthday today.
The outcasts will burn
Yeah.
every last one of those
2.
responsible.
And my granddaughter was 3 last week. What have we bought?
There's a sickness coming.
Okay.
You can't hide from it.
Okay, what you got?
And guns won't protect you from it. Nobody will escape
Okay.
when we unleash this poison onto the
Okay, that's a reasonable price, and that'll do. I would say that'll do your sim racing quite nicely. Okay. Sort it whenever how you like. You know me.
Access key detected.
I don't care if you give me £1 a week. It doesn't make any fucking difference, you know.
Manual override required.
Yeah. Same do. Sort it out when you're ready. But
True Sons, JTF, and
let's
Division
set
agents
this radio.
listening to this
This
broadcast.
radio master. I was gonna get you this game again the other week. It was on a Division 2. It was on a stupid fucking deal, and I keep thinking to myself like, I'm gonna get this one day for Junker. It was on a deal for. It was about a deal for like £12 or something. But the thing is, I mean, I know it's third person, and I know you keep saying it. You don't like third person, but you don't notice this game is third person.
Anyone gonna give me chop?
Yeah, but you don't notice it when you're playing the game. You're looking. In actual fact, it's more closer to an old school first person game than what Call of Duty is, because it's a crosshair on a screen. Oh, I don't know whether I have that one. I don't know whether I've got that one. Okay, let me have a look, because I've got.
Hostiles guarding location.
Let me have a quick look, because I don't know if that's the one that I've got. Because I was playing through one with Fivermatic. Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour. That's the one I've got. I don't know. They might do. They might be okay with it because it's an old game. Did you buy just the game or the collection? $74. Yeah. Oh, also on sale is F124. It's on sale for like £9. It doesn't matter. You don't have to download it right now. You can wait until you get a hard drive or whatever. It's one of those things that it's never been on that deal before. I have Duke Nukem forever now. It's on one of those things that it's on a deal that it may never come on this deal again. It's on Steam. I personally like it. Well, I haven't played that one yet. I haven't played that one yet. So I can't say that I like it, but I do like the 2023 version.
Detected. Nearby location. Guarded by hostiles.
But to be honest, I haven't driven a Formula 1 car in 2023 yet. I'm doing like I've always done. I'm doing the lower divisions first. So I think I'm driving a Formula 3 or something like that. Have you ever? Well, you see, I keep saying that. Not so much the V10, but I keep saying you need a car to scream. I mean, I've been driving lately in one of the driving games. I can't remember which one it is. I've been driving a game. I've been driving a Porsche, and I find it really difficult to drive this Porsche because the car doesn't fucking make any. It doesn't make any. It's like buh, buh. It's 7,000 RPM. Should be fucking screaming, and it's thumping. It's like an old fucking big ass piece of shit American fucking V8. Ka-dunk, 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 ka-dunk. And you know, it's like, but you don't change gear to a rev counter. You change gear to sound, and if the car never sounds like it needs an extra fucking gear because it ain't fucking screaming, who the hell's gonna change up? And I find that with a lot of games. That's why I like Ferraris so much, because they fucking scream. That's the reason why I like Ferraris, because they scream. Fiat engines fucking scream. Yeah, I saw a video about that.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Are you referring to real cars, or are you referring to Formula 1?
Access key detected.
I watched it. I watched a great video on YouTube. I thought it was fucking hilarious when I watched it. There's this guy that took in a car and he had a button on his Bugatti Veyron. He had this button, was a little bit wobbly, a little bit, and it was like 30 fucking grand to get it fixed. and it took it to his local fucking mate. He says, unfortunately, I have to buy 5 of them at fucking once, so it's going to be a little bit pricey. He's like, what do you mean? He says, well, they're 90 pence each. Something like that, yeah, yeah. 90 pence each. You're gonna go, do you know what? Buy me a drink. That'll be fine. And I'm like, and this is the whole thing. I mean, you look at a lot of cars, and you see old shit from fucking mega years ago in the like you still see mini Clubman clocks in cars. Yeah. 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 50 quid. Yeah. It's a Ford, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Because I think the way that he shows that is he puts a little bit of a... I think I've seen that video. He puts like a little bit of one of those fucking stupid coverings that they put on cars. He puts that over it. You can see the Ford badge imprint. See, I'm not one of these people that go, oh, these people should be held accountable for this. But I think the car industry, they really fucking should be held accountable. I mean, it's like the one that Audi drivers fucking hate to hear. The fact that an Audi A4 is actually a Volkswagen Passat. And it's also a fucking Skoda Octavia. They fucking hate to hear that it's a Skoda Octavia. They hate it. And they go, oh yeah, but it's built with different components, blah, blah. No, it's fucking not. They share the same fucking components. When you strip them down, they've got the same fucking part numbers on them. And it kind of really annoys the crap out of me when it's... I mean, the Audi drivers would never agree that it was a shared part. However, the Skoda Octavia people, they're like, yeah, it's a shared part. Fuck yeah, it's a shared part. You Audi fuckers are paying 3 times too fucking much for a stupid name that's meaningless. I mean, you remember Jefferson? He sold an Audi. He sold an Audi A4, a top-end Audi A4, and he sold it and bought a Skoda Octavia, which had twice the equipment for half the fucking price. It had all of the equipment as standard that he would have had to pay extra for in the Audi. And it was half the price. So he got his exact words to me was, I got twice the car for half the fucking price. And then I mentioned that to like John and Jill when I used to work in the satellites. I mentioned that to John and Jill. And they're like, oh yeah, but it's built with different components, blah blah blah. No, it's not. It's just fucking not. And then what made it worse for them to actually accept it was when I got my last job. One of the first cars I worked on was the Audi A4 and the Skoda Octavia, and the software guys were like, it's exactly the same fucking software, dude. And I'm like, I've measured the fucking parts, I've reverse engineered the parts, and they're identical in every way, shape and form. There's not even a difference of material. What I will tell you, and I would never buy one because they have a really shit like service fucking deal. But if you're looking for a car with very good quality and very good build quality, so actually good materials and good build quality, if you're going to buy one of the main 3 German cars, always buy the Mercedes. After taking dashboards out of BMWs, Audis and Mercedes, after taking the dashboards out and working on them on the desk, and then looking at the materials that's used and how they flex and how they bend and all the rest of that kind of crap, the Mercedes comes out so much ahead of the other 2. Yeah, you do. You just don't have new Mercedes money.
Heavily armored hostiles
There's plenty of 65-year-old fucking Indians driving around in Mercedes. I mean, granted they're from 1984, but... And they feel as proud as punch they got that Mercedes badge. The car's a piece of shit. Shouldn't be on the road, but they got that badge. Mercedes is a big car for Italians as well. Specifically taxi drivers. I don't mean to be used as the taxi, but Raph had one in his garage. I think I should call for the nearby allies on this one. Forgot to call for them.
Reinforcements en route. Incoming hostiles detected. Detected.
Heavily armored hostile.
I'll keep an eye on you. That showed 'em.
That showed the motherfuckers. Have I gotta go fucking looking for him? No, he's coming.
Like they hurt us. Is that it? Thank God. Everyone all right?
Supply room access unlocked.
Yep, everyone's alright. I gotta get into my supply. In my supply cupboard. Get shit in my supply cupboard. Oh, wrong button to go in there. Look in the fridge. Get some water. Oh, looks like I'm junking all the loot parts of things. Ah. forgot which one of my little octopus arms I had to use there. This controls fun jump.
We're running low on supplies.
I don't need to reverse engineer, it's all 3D fucking printed, I can just fucking take it apart. It's fun. It's fun to play with. I'm getting obviously I've got to build muscle memory because it's fucking 20 years of 3 fingers WASD kind of thing, or arrows. It's 3 fingers I've got to get used to not using. But yeah, it's kind of fun.
Thanks. We shouldn't have to worry about our supplies anymore.
It's kind of fun to use. It's nice to be able to, although my wooting keyboard for doing things like forward and backwards, left and right, it's faster because it's an analog stick, and I only have to press the buttons on that keyboard 0.1 millimeters, and they're active. It's definitely faster than moving left and right with a joystick in your thumb. But what I do find is if I'm coming up on an enemy, what I'm finding more than anything else is that if I want to, I come up on an enemy, I see them and I want to back up quite quickly, I can do that with my thumb faster than I can do it with my fingers moving from W to S. And I suggest probably everybody will be able to, because of the nature of that movement from W to S. So I would imagine that would be standard, that everybody would be the same with that. I don't know. There might be some people that can't do it. But the other thing is, the analog stick, you can actually make it so the analog stick is, it moves such a small amount.
Agent in need.
I mean, it's literally, I mean, I can make it so the analog stick has to move like fucking, maybe 3 millimeters from full forward to full backwards. I don't use that. It's a restriction ring. I don't use the restriction ring. But for the sake of humour on the internet, we'll call it the cock ring. I don't use it. But I have tried with it, and to be honest, I like the slightly longer motion of the analog stick. It gives you more variance because you can, you can walk, or you can walk a bit faster, or you can run, kind of thing. I like that, and that's more difficult to do if you have the cock ring on.
Absolutely.
What I've also done is, on my G13, I have 3D printed a new analog stick top for that. Yeah, it's not like a like an Xbox kind of size top, but it's about, I think it's about 8 millimeters in diameter at the top. But it's just kind of nice. I've domed the top of it so I could effectively use the G13 to do what I'm doing with this controller.
Hostile broadcast.
The problem with the G13, the reason why I didn't do it, is because the G13 is a standard joystick. It's not a controller style joystick, so it doesn't use the X input driver. It uses genetic controller drivers, which in these days games don't actually incorporate proper joystick. Since everything changed over to X input, games don't really support proper joystick input anymore, or most of them don't. Some do, and the ones that do, I mean, I can always make that analog stick be WASD anyway. But yeah, that was something I toyed on for a while. I use that joystick when I'm playing Far Cry 5, because you can get a fishing rod and you can go fishing, and you can use the analog stick to tension the rod against the fish. It's really cool. Got a little bit of a weird thing going on as well at the moment. You know the new fucking Nvidia bullshit card, the new 5000 whatever series. Have you seen the gimmick? They're going, oh, you got 4090 performance from a 50 whatever for $500 or some shit like that. Well, of course, what they're doing is they're doing AI generated frames. So for every one real frame, you can get, I think it's 3 or something AI frames, and I know on your screen it'll say you've got 300 frames per second, but the realism is you don't. You've only got 100. The others aren't real fucking frames. They're generated, and this in the future I feel is going to play up when it comes to things like tick rates, because you know how people overestimate tick rates, and I think it's really important that you have a 128 tick rate and all that kind of crap, although it's kind of irrelevant. But people are idiots. They don't understand shit. I don't think these AI frames would have a tick on them because the server isn't generating them. So I don't know how that would work. I don't.
What happened to his nose? He wouldn't stop jabbering.
Yeah.
Get that gang off him.
Yeah, it's kind of wrecking me. I mean, you can't. I mean, even like applying for a job, you can't get a fucking job now without using AI on a CV. That's irrelevant.
Colonel Ridgway was arrested for that.
I mean, one of my biggest pet peeves at the moment with trying to find a fucking job is you know how I am, and I don't think I'm in any way, shape, or form clever.
Detected.
And I truly believe that I'm not a clever person. I believe if I can do it, anybody can do it. So I'm looking at these jobs advertising and I'm thinking, you want somebody to be able to do that, and that. Okay, I can't do that, so I can't apply for the job. I might be able to do half of what you want, but I can't. I don't have the confidence to apply for a job where I'm clearly not at a level that they want. And I spoke to my ex-boss about it, and my ex-boss was like, yeah, but they don't actually want you at that level. That's just the absolute ideal candidate. I said, well, put what you fucking want then. Because what they're doing is they're holding jobs back for those people that can sell bullshit constantly, and they can sell themselves, and they can't actually do the job. And honest people like myself, who, if I can't do that, I will openly tell you I can't do that. We can't get a job. I mean, I've got, as you know, I've got nearly 15 years fucking experience doing the job that I have, but I have no paperwork to do it. So on paper, I can't do my job. So I'm actually waiting, believe it or not, I'm waiting for an opening with Kirsty cleaning. I'm waiting for an opening for a cleaning job because that's where I think I am. I don't know I'm not though. I can't do jobs which are like, okay, I know, and I don't want to make this sound in any way shitty. I know I could learn your job very quickly, right? I absolutely know that.
Fuck you and your friends.
But I wouldn't have the confidence to say I can do that if I couldn't do it just by walking in the door. And because my knowledge and the stuff that I can do is very, very specialised, it's kind of limiting me to what I can do. I mean, I can use the CAD software and I can draw shit, but what I did was very specialised. And because it was very specialised, it means it's all I can do. So when somebody says, well, can you design this? Well, I probably can, but I can't say yes because I never have. And that's where I have the issues. Yet you'll get somebody else, like my ex-boss, who was fully qualified in fucking everything, but had no knowledge. He'd be like, yeah, I'm qualified in all that. I can do all that. And I'm like, yeah, but you fucking can't. I mean, after about a month and a half of him being in the job, he says, because I've always complained when I was in that job, I've always complained that I had nobody to bounce ideas off because nobody else could understand what I did. They just didn't understand my fucking job. I don't wave a scanner over it and fucking out pops a print, you know. And unfortunately, that's what people think 3D scanning is. And 3D scanning is becoming that good these days. The one I can buy now for £1,000 on the internet is better than the 40 grand scanner I've got in my house. No. No, I've just got one of our old customers, a guy in South America. I've just asked him, and he's just bought it. He's just bought the, this is a big advert for them. It really is a fucking huge advert for them. He's just bought the Creality Raptor. The what? Right, the Creality Raptor is. It's not their best one that they do, but it's like the next one down. No. It's very high end. It's high end, but it's not the best they do. They do a better one, which, to be honest, I think is the same. I think it's the best of the domestic. That's probably the easiest way to do it. The next one up is more of a commercial style. But that Creality Raptor produces more accurate scans than my the £40,000 scanner that I have here. It produces more accurate scans, and it can work without. Bearing in mind the scanner that I have here is 10 years old at least. But the technology's moved on so much. For 1,500 quid, you can equal and outperform a £40,000 scanner from 10 years ago. It's honestly, it's better than mine. It's something. When you pop up at the weekend, I'll show you some of the scans that it's done. It's fucking phenomenal. And I mean, I can't believe I've just kind of advertised fucking Creality scanner for professional use. I've advertised it over top of the one that I'm using. Yeah. Oh no, mine's not the ET. No, the same company made it, but it's not that one. The ET one is the older one, the very older one. That ET one's like 20 years old. How bad is that? I mean, the 3D printers that you buy today, the 3D printers you buy today for £200 outperform the £20,000 printer that we had at work. I mean, I think, personally, I go on. I like those, but resin's fucking horrible stuff. They're fantastic. Yeah, they're fantastic, but the resin itself is a nasty, horrible stuff. I sure as hell wouldn't want one in my house. Don't hang on. Let me rephrase that. I wouldn't want one in my house in the same room as I am. I would not print on one in the same room. The fumes that come off it, they don't have the necessary filtering that my resin printer had at work. The resin printer I had at work could be used in the same office. It had brilliant filtering. You could certainly smell it. You know, you could smell it. It had like a chemical smell to it. You could certainly smell it, but it wasn't harmful to you, so to speak. Well, we'll find out in a few years' time when I become brain damaged through using it. You know, you don't find out until you didn't find out about asbestos until 20 years later. I know, but this is a different style of brain dead. But you know, it's like the people that clean out, you know, asbestos and stuff like that. They didn't know it was fucking deadly to them until 20 years fucking later. But yeah, the one that I had, you could have in the same room as you, as long as the room was ventilated. They did tell you that you needed to move the air around the room quite a lot.
Hostile control point identified.
But the resin ones that you buy for the home, if I had one in my home, I would have it literally in a fucking window with an extractor right beside it. I wouldn't. They're horrible. The resin is fucking horrible stuff. Where is this guy? Oh, I see. But yeah, the resin print, I want one because I want the intricacy of them, because of the stuff that they can do, being like real high detail. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh.
Take my vitamins.
Yeah. Yeah, but that same person saying that, with the amount of money you're buying half a dozen of those fucking wheels or whatever, could go out and buy the printer and do it themselves. That's the problem. I mean, 3D printing is very good for prototyping. But if you make any product in 3D print, right, any product at all, if you make it in 3D print, there is to make it in 3D print will be more expensive per unit than to have it tooled. So if you're only making a couple of them, that's fine. If you're only making very small amounts, then that's fine. But anything which becomes a volume kind of thing, 3D print doesn't work, and 3D print is fucking weak as piss. I mean, the one that I would like is I'd like a Bamboo Labs printer, because they are well, they do quite a few of them. I would specifically want the one, it costs about 1,500 quid or something like that. Might be a little bit more than that, I can't remember exactly. But it does multiple colours, it does a load of other stuff. You know, they're a brilliant printer, and I've seen what they can do. I've seen stuff sampled. I've had stuff sent to me when I was at work by Bamboo Labs, because we were looking to buy one because we needed a new printer. My original one broke, and we were looking for something which was FDM and fairly cheap. And they sent us a load of samples that were done, and they actually videoed the samples being done as proof. You know, proof that they didn't commercially buy them, and they were really good. I mean, they weren't as strong as the professional level printer that I had from 20 years ago. The prints on that one when it was new were way better than what this Bamboo Lab. I mean, in structural strength, they were better than the Bamboo Labs one is. What I'm talking here is I'm talking about layer strength, the layer bonding. And the Bamboo Labs one weren't as strong as the commercial, but you're talking £2,000 against fucking 60. You know what I mean? And £2,000 for a Bamboo Labs printer is a high-end printer for £2,000, and it's almost a domestic price. It's an expensive one, but it's kind of semi-professional. It's kind of it's in the domestic price range, although at a high-end domestic price. It's a high-price domestic stuff, but you know, I got a sim racing fucking kit. What's high price? I've got fucking radio-controlled helicopters. What's high price? When you think of it in the grand scheme of things, I mean, you know, our model helicopters, we could quite easily spend a couple of grand on one of those, and you know, that can take off and fucking crash and die instantly. So from that respect, the Bamboo Labs one, I think gives you probably the best bang for buck of all the printers that I've seen evidence of them working nicely. What I would actually want, I'm going to buy another printer eventually when the little business that I'm setting up, when that starts to make some kind of money, and I'm hoping it will. Oh crap, I'm gonna fucking die. When that starts to recuperate a bit of money, or make a bit of money, I'm going to buy a larger printer. Because a lot of the stuff that I do, I print, it won't work in a standard printer. You know, you have to print it in 65 different fucking parts. So I want a larger printer, large format. Yeah. Stewart's got one. Stewie's got. I think it does. It's about. I mean, I don't want one as big as what he's got. I think. Oh, I think it's bigger than that. I think anyway, from what he said, I may not have listened fully, but I thought it was bigger than that. I thought it was more like fucking 500 by 500 or something. But no, I could be completely fucking wrong. I could have imagined that number, but the one I'm looking at is about 400 by 400. And it's not overly expensive. I don't know anything about it. Quality build wise. I mean, at the end of the day, they're all fucking constructed in the same way with the extruded aluminium frames. They all pretty much use the same kind of hot end and stuff like that. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. You know, I think if I can assemble it correctly, which I'm pretty fucking sure I can do okay, and you know, I can be meticulous with setup and things, I'm pretty sure I can make it work nicely. But that would allow me to do such a lot more stuff in a single print. Granted, it's at a high risk when it's your own fucking money on the line for a print. I mean, so I've been doing prints. The last couple of weeks, I've been doing a few prints for some work that I've accumulated. But I'm not officially a business yet, so I've got to sort that bit out.
As one, together.
So yeah, I've been doing some little prints for that, and these fucking prints. I mean, granted, the materials that you buy from my printer at home, the smaller printer, the newer one, the one that I bought secondhand, that printer, the materials I buy for that are reasonably cheap. They're like £15 a reel or some shit like that. And you get quite a lot out of it. You get quite a lot out of it. So the prints that I'm doing, they're costing me about, I'd say they're costing me in print material, bearing in mind there's electricity and all that kind of crap as well, but in print material they're costing me probably, I'd say a full print, I'd probably get 2 or 3 out of a spool. So I'm saying they're going to cost like a tenner each. If I was to have printed those on the printer at work using the works materials, they would have cost like fucking 200 quid a piece. If I externally print them, because this was the issue that we had at work, we could get stuff printed externally cheaper than we could actually buy the material. Oh, it wasn't the same material. But I could get on our FDM printer at work, on the Dimension printer at work, the FDM. The printer material, the printer spools in that were 900 grams, or let's call it a kilogram. Right, they were a kilogram for about 400 pounds a spool. Right, a kilogram. In the materials that I buy now, a kilogram would be about 3 spools, because it's about 300 grams a spool, I think. I can't remember exactly. I honestly can't fucking remember. I'm going to look stupid now when I look it up later and I find out how wrong I was. But either way, my spools are like 15 fucking quid, you know. And it's the same fucking material. I don't care what they say. It's the same fucking material. What are they? Are these metal detecty stuff? Oh yeah. Didn't you get Stu to do that? Oh right, okay. Yeah, bring them up. Bring the USB. Are they? What kind of size are they?
There's more.
Okay. I didn't give a I didn't give a fuck. It was the time I was thinking about. I was thinking printing them while you were here if it wasn't going to take that much time. But I think that kind of size would be a good amount of hours. But yeah, it's not a big problem. I mean, I've still got. Right, okay. Build some fucking muscle, you lazy bastard. Build some fucking muscle, you lazy bastard. Do you have a strap? Do you have a strap on the I don't know what it's called, on the detector? You know, like on a strimmer, you have a strap that goes over your shoulder. Do you have a strap for yours? But it's clearly not, because you haven't to offset the fucking coils, so it's not that like. It's a balance thing. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. See, what I would probably do to that is I would stick some weight on the handle end at the top to balance it that way. Because it uses your hand as a pivot, doesn't it? It clearly uses either your left or your right hand as a pivot. What I would do there is I'd put weight on the top beyond the pivot and I'd balance it that way. But it might require quite a bit of weight to balance it that way, because of leverage and all that kind of crap. Yeah, yeah.
Together. That's going to find you.
Kill him.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
I think everybody that plays that game now is fucking French. Seems like that's all they ever hear. I mean, I don't want to sound fucking mean or anything like that, but when they're constantly talking in French, to me it's just fucking noise. And I'm kind of I'm asking them nicely to can they fucking talk in a private chat rather than a fucking game chat kind of thing, you know? Can they not talk in a private lobby or with, because they're talking with friends, but they're talking in game chat. And I mean, their answer is, well, you can mute us, but it's not that easy to fucking mute you. You might have some really good call-outs. I don't want to hear your constant, you know, your personal chatter in the game. I don't want to hear it. So, and when you ask them even nicely, you know, can they mute their mic or can they talk privately when, you know, when they're talking to their friends, nothing to do with the game. They get all fucking shitty at you, but they probably don't realise when you're listening to a foreign language that you don't understand. You're not listening to words, you're listening to fucking noise. It might as well be a fucking alarm clock going constantly, because that's all it sounds like. It's a noise. And I don't know, I think people just don't understand. I think people, it's like, I suppose if they didn't speak English, which they all fucking do, because the entire world speaks English, if they didn't speak English, then they would probably think the same thing about the English language. To them, it would be fucking noise. The other ones I hate are just general people who are talking, you know, they're just talking about their own personal fucking crap, you know. Or they're narrating the fucking game, which annoys the shit out of me. Or they're giving shitty call-outs, that's even fucking worse. I'd rather have no call-outs than a bad call-out. Why not open the box then? No. Trapped. Oh, I haven't been opening up the box. So yeah, I mean, I keep toying on the idea of going back to 2019 and playing that one because I like that one. I know a lot of people didn't. But I liked that one. There was a particular game mode that I liked in that one, and you can still find games in it occasionally. It's kind of a little bit more of a serious mode because it's like hardcore, but with regular kills and stuff. You know, it's realism mode. So you had no HUD. You don't even get hit markers when you kill people. I kind of liked it. It's a bit more of a serious mode. I kind of like it because it has all the advantages of hardcore, but with no disadvantages, like you die in a fraction of a second. Yeah, and most Call of Duties now, I kind of tend to feel, Cox is going to fucking disagree with me so badly. I tend to feel that if you play regular, the kill death rate, the kill death time, you know, the time to kill, I think is too fucking fast. Yet I've been on the receiving end of it, where you empty an entire fucking magazine into somebody and they don't die, and they turn around, they sneeze at you and you die. I mean, the reason why I preferred hardcore, obviously originally, was because I was playing with the Americans, and I had good reaction time and good accuracy, which counteracted the shitty pings. But that was on the 360. That was the reason why I started playing hardcore originally, and then I basically adapted to hardcore because of the shorter time to kill. It played into my advantages of decent aim and quick reactions. So it played into my reaction. It played into my stuff that was good. And then afterwards, when you, I kind of got used to the fact that there was no HUD, there's no mini map, there's no this, there's no that. And when I went back to regular afterwards, I can't play with a mini map because it winds me up. It's got a time delay on it. It's not accurate. When you're in hardcore and somebody brings in a UAV and they bring up the mini map, that mini map is on time. It's correct. Where the dots are where people are. But when you're on the mini map on regular game mode, where the dots are is where the people were a few seconds ago. It's not the same. It's almost as if, you know, the mini map does like waves where it scans across, and the waves are timed. I think the minimap in regular is done purely on those waves, but I think the minimap in hardcore isn't done in those kind of waves. I think it's live. It's absolutely live. That's my thought. I've got no evidence for that, but that's how it seems to me when I'm playing.
I swear, the outcasts will burn every last one of those responsible. There's a sickness coming. You can't hide from it. High walls and gods won't protect you from it. Nobody will escape when we unleash this poison onto the city.
Progress resumed. Manual civilians in distress.
Okay, so I know it's weird. True Sons used to be JTF. Then some True Sons joined the Black Tusks, and some True Sons said, fuck that shit, and allied with the Division to try and stop the Black Tusks from taking over Petco Fairview. I know it can be like super fucked up to be sharing meals with people who were shooting at you yesterday. Trust me, it's taken a lot of work and forgiveness to not want to punch Wally in the face whenever she talks about her time at Petco. But Doc Billings is right. We cannot change the past. We can only change the future. So with that spirit, if you see one of these former True Sons in the streets, as hard as it is, remember, they were just people who chose the wrong side of the fight. But people like Fred and Wally, they realize they were on the wrong side and are trying to make it better.
I'm gonna go back into my do some inventory work, I think. Um, twat. There we go. Fast travel. Yep, we gotta do some inventory checking. Guess we got far too much shit that we don't need. Isn't that always the case, Mr. Cobb? We've always got far too many fucking guns we don't need. Uh-huh. Which country do you come from? Ooh, I'm keeping that one. That's the full house, that fucker. We're never gonna fucking use it, but it is a full house. I only keep guns now that are full house or special for some reason. But this is a major part of this game is management of your inventory. Your guns and stuff. I was, and I probably still am to an extent, but you kind of learn quickly what guns work and what guns don't. You do learn quite quickly what works and what doesn't, so you can get rid of your guns and stuff quite quickly. There's other stuff that you have to think about. I build the like the equipment that I put together because it works for me. It's not necessarily the strongest. In fact, Karks will probably tell you most of what I do is weak as piss. But it works for me most of the time. But then I'll complain that I can't beat something because I don't have enough firepower, and he's like, well, yeah, that's because you didn't upgrade that because you're stupid. And he's like, it's because you never do this and you never do, and I'm like, well, I shouldn't, you know, this is kind of a problem. I don't think you should have to upgrade shit to go through a game. I think as you progress through the game, you should be able to pick up stuff which can do the game without having to build and manufacture and fucking craft and all that kind of crap to get something powerful enough to do the game. I think the game should just provide you with something that's strong enough to do the game. Granted, you might have to struggle, but strong enough to do the game without having to build stuff. I'm really against that crap. Right, I always have been. I mean, when I go through these things in this game, there's something called a skill level. I don't mean a skill level as in the player. It's not, is it? No, skill tier. Sorry, not skill level. Skill tier. I would never keep anything that when I pick it up, it adds skill tier. I would never keep it because I think it's fucking worthless. I'm a gun, if you know what I mean. I'm a running gun person. I don't want to use crap. Yeah. Yeah, so when I kill somebody, I want to know that I've done it and not that some fucking piece of equipment's done it for me. It's why I rag you so much about your fucking random claymores that I don't think you should be allowed to get kills for. See, I understand that, and I know why they're there, and I know why you use them, and I've used them myself as a doorbell or something like that to protect your ass and things like that. Where I get pissed off with them is you do this as well, and a lot of other people, when you just see randomly placed drop claymores on the fucking floor with no fucking rhyme or reason. It's just you know, it's just like that is a cheap ass kill. I've got nothing against the claymores. What I get against the claymores is you shouldn't get a kill with a claymore. It shouldn't go towards your frag count. Kill somebody, yes. Don't give you don't give you a frag for it because you didn't kill that person. And I'm the same with all utility in any game. Grenades, you shouldn't get a kill for it. You shouldn't get the kill. Yes, it kills the other person, but you don't get a kill for it. They get a death, but you don't get a kill. Because that would cut down all the random usage of random crap. I mean, the random fucking grenade that you throw at the beginning of the map that takes out the entire fucking team because you were lucky. And they go, oh yeah, I placed that perfectly. Back off. I also think if you didn't get a kill for a grenade, people would use the grenades differently. They wouldn't randomly throw them. They would use them in a more sensible way, and they'd actually use the utility better.
Agent in need of backup.
But that's just me. I don't believe in fucking AIDS. I do believe in AIDS. It's house injected death sentence, but not that kind of AIDS. I just don't believe that games should make it so easy to get cheap kills. But that's because as you know, I come from a time when gaming was fucking skill based. The only way you could kill the other person was being better at the fucking game. I mean, you could have a better weapon at the time, a more choice weapon for the particular situation. I agree, but that's not a fucking luck thing. There's nothing lucky about that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's for Prime only people, but have you? Okay. When you're buying something, there's usually an option to spread your payments over a few months. What are you buying? Send me a link to what you're buying. And I'll have a look if it shows up for me. And then I can tell you where to look. Because there's not always the option there to do it, but sometimes there is. It depends on the seller. No, it's before the basket. Just send me the link to what you're buying in private thing in Discord. Let me send you a message on Discord just so you have a private message. Right, I've just sent you a message on Discord privately. You basically go all the way to the top on the left hand side of Discord and you right. Yeah, I've done it quite a few times. Yeah. I don't see an option on that one. But let me quickly find another one. Then I'll highlight where the option is for you for future. Right. On the one that you sent me, the option is there. Okay. Let me know when you get back there. Right. The option is there. Underneath the price, it says Prime 1 day free returns, blah blah blah. Underneath there, it says introducing the Amazon Barclay card. That's one option, but let me go and find a different one, and then you get a different option. I've never used that particular option, but I do. It is a partnership with right. It's between the price, right, and then do you see an option for the different sizes, different capacities? Right, it's between there and the price. Right, I'm going to click on a completely different brand, but then you'll see the thing. Right, go to that one that I've just sent you in Discord. Okay, it says £109.99. Then Prime 1-day delivery free returns. Underneath is the savings. Experience 60 days of audible blah 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 bullshit. Right, and then right underneath there it says pay over time with no interest, subject to financial status and eligibility. And then it says credit broker. Oh. Okay. Okay. Maybe you haven't turned that thing on within Amazon, then I don't know. But when you pay for things, you can pay through PayPal. You pay through PayPal, right? PayPal offers you 3 payment schemes. So you can do it through PayPal and do payment in 3 through PayPal. I quite often do that as well. See, mine underneath where it says the sizes, I've got. Actually, let me screenshot this page and I'll show you what I see. No, when it goes straight to your that you must have done a one-click PayPal thing then. Because when you do PayPal, not everybody's entitled to the payment in 3. You don't have to apply for it, but you have to turn it on. And I'm sure you've been offered it and you've just gone, fuck that. Let me take a screenshot of what I'm seeing. I've just sent you a picture of what I see. Get off privacy.
You need anything?
Hello, Agent. Pleasure to see you. I'm happy to take all this. Thanks for your business.
I don't want that. Oh, that could be decent. Get rid of that one. On what? PayPal? Right, you've done one-click ordering on your PayPal. You need to change PayPal so it doesn't do lazy ass one-click ordering. So on your PayPal, you probably got to go into your PayPal, and then there'll be an option to do three-click payments or single payment. There'll be an option, but you at some point have clicked on something that says, "Do you want to do single-click purchase?" and never ask you again. You need to undo that option. I don't know where that option would be. But I buy a lot of stuff like that. A lot of the bigger stuff, even though the money's sat in the fucking bank, I always feel as though if I allocate this £500 for argument's sake, if I allocate this out my fucking bank, something's going to crop up that needs that money. So I do it quite often with three or four payments. But it's nothing I've ever like applied for or anything like that. It's just, the Amazon one. It used to be done through Amazon. They used to finance it, but now they changed it and they partnered with Barclays. So every time you do it, you have to go through a little bit of a credit check. But once you've gone through the credit check once, they allocate you an amount that you can borrow and a maximum amount of monthly payments. So the next time you go through, you just have to fill the information in and it kind of goes through without a problem. It's not an issue that way. But I mean, I can't do that now because I can't tick the box that says, "Are you employed?" And I feel as though if I can't tick that box, I wouldn't get it. So there's no point. See, I'm not really a fan of like, you know, getting things on credit unless you kind of have to. I'm not a fan on getting things on credit that you know that you can't afford to pay for. But I am a fan of spreading payments out with no interest and all that kind of crap, because all I'm doing is I'm offsetting the money a little bit. I mean, I've only just at the end of January was my last payment on the Steam Deck that I bought. That was like fucking 500 and something quid that I bought in 5 payments. I've only just finished that. But I make sure there's never any more than one of them at a time running.
Civilians in danger.
Civilians in danger. You still around, Mr. Cox? I've fallen asleep. Yeah. To be honest, I won't be around myself for very long.
Incoming hostiles detected.
It's over. I think I'm going to do one last
What can I say?
one last bounty,
Thank you.
and then I'll get off, I think.
Done so much.
I'm sure you get it. It's but as I said, it's because at some point you've clicked a one-click payment, so it automatically goes to PayPal straight away and then pays it. Have you opened the PayPal page up? Look for pay in 3.
Target is near you, Agent. job, Agent.
Nice. I got my booty. I think my fucking I thought it was. I thought my mouse was set up on fucking standard. On Call of Duty. Yeah, it's working now.
Armor can't take much more.
I watched one of your very much liked films twice the other night, Chunk. Ready Player One. I watched it. It was on telly, and I missed the first 15 minutes or so. So I watched it on telly. And I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I want to watch the first 15 minutes, and I ended up watching the whole thing again on DVD. Yeah, it is a good film. You sorted it out. Okay, catch you later, dude. Okay.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Go for it! Always wanted to use a minigun! Hey! That was the last one! Did you lose anyone?
Supply room access unlocked.
Do-do-do. Oh, you cock. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Twat.
Think you could give us a hand? We need supplies. Badly. Thanks, Agent. Really needed these.
Right, back to the map I go. And I'm going to get off. And I will say thank you for the company, Mr. Cox. Don't know, is there anything you fancy playing tomorrow that we can play together? Okay, well, have a think about it, and then we'll see what we can come up with. Because I have no real preferences or care at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for the company, and I will catch you later. And